1979 Silver Anniversary Trans Am Survivor car. This is an unrestored car, left as original as possible, 3 known owners with around 5,500 miles. Now this is the 403 automatic, not the 404 speed. They made about 5,800 automatic cars, about 1,700 4-speed cars. Why this car? Well, when you see the photographs of the engine bay and the undercarriage, you'll know why. I think the undercarriage of this car shows better than several of the cars I've seen with sub 1,000 miles. And I recently looked at 2 with less than 100 miles. I believe the undercarriage of this car is better. Here's why. This car was undercoated when it was brand new at the dealership and rust proofed. Unfortunately, there was no humidity trapped in. That's when it becomes a problem. Now, when you have a car like that was done basically day one, it has protected it like no other vehicle you'll ever see. So we sent this to Sub-Zero, who in my opinion is one of the best dry ice guys in the world, and spent a tremendous amount of time on this car removing all the undercoating and all the rust proofing, and it looks amazing. So if you'll please take the time to view the engine bay pictures and the undercarriage, I think you'd be thoroughly impressed. Now, there's 7 service records in here, 2 of them we did, 1 being the Sub-Zero. The second thing we did is we sent it to Stewart's, which is the finest paint shop in DFW. And we've got a killer paint shop, but he is absolutely the best. This is an original paint car, 100%, with 2 letters from 2 previous owners testifying that. It had a couple of PDR dings, which is paintless stint repair, that Stewart's was able to take out with no paint work at all. He did a 3-stage polish, which this is a California built car, and it's tough to do because it's lacquer. You don't want to burn anything, you don't want to mess up any of the decals. Now, we had 1 scratch on the top of this fender right here, which he spent a tremendous amount of time. It was no damage, but the scratch to the point we couldn't airbrush it. So we pulled the antenna loose. These decals we elected to remove instead of trying to tape off because we wanted it to look perfect. We actually removed this decal here and these 2 decals just so we could do a slight blend. So the whole fender has not been painted, it's not blended into the door, and the color match is absolutely exceptional. And then these decals were replaced so there are no tape lines. So this car is an original paint car with the exception of right here, it had a scratch and we fixed it. It had some dings in it because it had sat on the dealership showroom floor for 23 years. They weren't bad, they all came out. There was no additional paint touch-ups done anywhere. And then from there, a very common thing on these cars that happens is the paint on the trim does not stay. Over time, it just looks bad. We had this trim removed in the front, all the trim removed in the back, professionally refinished and put back on. So that's our second receipt from Stewart's. We actually don't have a receipt on this car from Collins Motors because we didn't do anything to it. We checked all the fluids before we drove it, and we picked it up. The car, if you'll look in the books and records, when we scanned everything that's in this book, was never down on its knees. All 3 owners always kept it running and driving, and all we did was check the fluids. So if you're looking for a car that's got brand new fluids, brand new brakes, brand new belts, brand new hoses, brand new tires, this is not it, because this is Survivor. And those things in this car are original. The fluids likely are not. So, but when you look at this car, at a 5,500 mile car, it is exceptional. I'll show you some of the documentation on this car, which again we have scanned. All the owners of this car knew it was a special car, including the dealership, who kept it for 23 years and only put 633 miles on it. A copy of the MSO, which a lot of times you just don't see that. The first transfer, back of the MSO. The original dealer copy order sheet. Again, you don't always see that. The actual original build sheet. Window stickers, which these cars are so highly optioned, it's crazy. It took a page and a half on the window sticker, or over a page on the window sticker. Manuals. Sun visor slip. Goes over sun visor for your seat belts. More manuals. Radio books. More manuals. And first guy, 99% original when it's first at 3,300 miles. Before that, it had 633 miles when he got it. But you can read through all this stuff. And very, very well documented car. A secondhand written note by another owner. Owner's manual, book, sleeve. The one that you get the dealership to put your manuals in. Some Pontiac ads. And then in the back, you've got 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is just an odometer statement on the miles. The miles are documented all the way through. Again, there's only 7 service records, which on a 5,500 mile car, you're not going to have a ton of things done. Now, let's go take it for a drive. Seatbelt warning lights working. Starts right up. No smoke, no docking. I mean, this is just a fantastic car. Let it warm up for a minute, we'll take it for a run. Now, as far as luxury goes in a Trans Am, this is it. Power steering, power brakes, AC, tilt, AM/FM 8-track, leather-wrapped steering wheel, 403 V8 4-barrel automatic, glass T-tops. These cars are so intricate for a 1979 build. It is crazy what it took GM to do this. Now, a car like this, if you're looking for an anniversary Trans Am, which is crazy collectible, they are rapidly increasing in value. I would recommend you buy the best that you can afford. Why? Anything can be restored, but if you're going to restore a car to the level of this car, this 5,500 mile car, especially when you see the interior pictures, the trunk compartment pictures, and the undercarriage, I'm not going to say it'd be cost prohibitive, but it's going to be way more than this car is going to sell for. And like any other car right now, muscle car to do a proper restoration, you're looking into 6 figures. So we're at 5,522 miles. There are lower mileage examples out there. I have looked at a bunch of them, but this one has been treated with kid gloves its entire time. Most of its life it's been in air conditioning. It's always been in very well kept circumstances other than that. And again, please take the time to look at the pictures. All the gauges are working, tach's working, oil pressure's high, AC works. I've never tried the radio, but I'm sure tried. There goes the antenna. Power antenna's working. Radio works. I have to turn it off quick because we don't want a copyright problem on the radio, right, Zach? That's right. But these cars run, drive, stop, and handle really well if you've never driven one. They're impressive for 1979. One of my favorite cars to drive. Again, this is a survivor car. So if you're that guy that's looking for a car that just had the most ballistic engine out service like a Ferrari, this is not it. This car is meant to be kept as original as possible. Now, it doesn't mean you can't drive this car, but if your intention is to take this car and start driving it, which I think is great, you're going to need to do tires, you need to check the brakes, you're going to need to do belts and hoses, and you should go ahead and check the fluids yourself or change them, which we've checked all that stuff. The car drives fantastic. There's no squeaks. It's not noisy. Power windows work great. There's the drivers. Here comes the passenger. But just a really fine example of a 79. Again, I would put this car against most of the cars I've seen that are sub 1,000 mile cars. And I think that if you put them side by side, certainly the chassis, this chassis is one of the best I've ever seen. We will help you with shipping anywhere in the world on this car. Of course, it's clear title. No issues with that. I don't think I would recommend driving it home again because it is a survivor car. But again, if you're looking for one of these cars, buy the best one you can get. And this is certainly one of the best ones out there for sale right now. It's not going to have any major issues. It actually off-roads pretty well. That was a dad joke. We'll pull it in the wrong way. The AC off. Super smooth, super quiet, great idle. What a cool car. Good luck bidding, and thanks for watching.